Hey again. So I got more accomplished. I took a shower. I wasn't even planning to do that today, but I was like, you know what? Take your shower. Feel good about yourself. You do it for you, not anybody else, right? So earlier I had mentioned things do not always start out toxic, but the choices we make can begin to lead us to go that way. So I'll use my last experience as an understanding that I kind of talked about it the last video, but when we met, we were on the same plane, right? But then choices we began to make begin to shift us energetically different directions, but still we'd try to come back together. So it began to come into something that's not linear any longer, something that's not on the same parallel, we're not in the same vibe, but hanging on to one another, right? So as you have somebody that, say you started out here and they go lower, you try to hang on to them, where are you going? You want to stay where you're at least, and make them come up to you, to speak to you, be with you, be in your energy. So when it comes down to it, we have to start realizing who we are energetically, what we give to the world. Because if you're somebody who's a taker, a lot of times you don't realize you're not a giver. You might be a giver in the sense that you give gifts and things like that because you want to offer an apology or you have a guilty conscience, or some people that's just their love language. But when it comes to gift giving, if someone doesn't really give you anything and then they turn around and they start giving you all these different things, and all of a sudden you're like, why are they giving me all of this? That's love bombing. That's somebody who is trying to create a bond with you that makes you in a way want them, need them, desire them. It doesn't mean that it's coming from their heart. So if you have someone trying to buy you off, but you can't be bought, they're wasting their resources, their time, and their energy. But the thing about that is, a lot of these people that do have these toxic traits, they have several avenues, right? They have several people they can take from to have those monetary resources to give. You'll also notice that these people that I'm going to just label them as non-committal, right? And love bombers and gaslighters. Like a gaslighter is somebody you'd say, I feel like you're doing this behind my back. What? What's wrong with you? Why would you think that? I mean, I know I was talking online to somebody else, but it ain't like that. It's not like we're having sex or doing anything. I don't even know if we can say those words on YouTube anymore, you know, the sex. So I'm gonna be careful with what I say, how I say it. But when it comes down to it, that's gaslighting. Someone that's going to make you think you're crazy because of their actions, and they don't want to get caught. Why don't they want to get caught? Because you're a gem, love. You are something that is valuable, and they know it, which is why they're trying to grab onto you. So as you started out on a good line together and they drop back down, they got to go back to their old tricks. They've got to go back to things that worked on other people. But when you're of a higher vibration, you can't be bought. You really can't even be lied to. You give people the benefit of the doubt, but then you eventually just like, shoo, I'm good by myself, right? So you get to that point where you just get tired of it. And in a sense, eventually everyone will make it to the same place basically I'm at. I'd rather be alone. I would rather do me, enjoy my friends and family, not worry about drama and chaos that doesn't belong to me, because it's not mine to worry about. It's somebody else bringing me their dirty plate, asking me to wash it so they can go eat again. No, thank you. I'm not your dishwasher. And just like I told somebody the other day, quit giving me all your little breadcrumbs. I own the fucking bakery, man. I don't need you in my life. If you don't have time, go away. Make time for yourself. Make things work in your life, because I'm focused on me. And we all need to have this selfish mindset, right? The one that says, I come first. This is my world. If you want to enter it, you will come and meet me on my higher plane. I will not keep coming down to the scum of the earth to say, hey, and have you believe that you're actually pulling the wool back over my eyes. You know how long it takes to get the wool off your eyes? And once you finally do, you can see clearly. I'm 40 years old. It's taken a long time to be able to tell myself the truth, accept it, not fall to pieces, and keep moving on gracefully. Take a loss. Take the gain, because when you lose something that's not meant for you, it's not a loss at all. You are actually leveling up. You are protecting yourself. You are protecting your family. You are focusing on your goals, your dreams, your health, your mental well-being. Everything about you will begin to explode, and the world will see you begin to glow. But when you sit here and you deal with people, these lower vibrational energies that can put themselves in a higher vibrational standpoint very quickly. Thing is, they can't stay there. They can try to mock you, but they can't because they're not doing the exact work. Thing about narcissists, they will mirror you. But the thing is also, they will show you who they truly are. There's smoke and mirrors everywhere, but eventually the smoke has to clear so then you can see the truth of the illusion. When you see the truth of the illusion, you can no longer be bought. You can no longer allow somebody to keep making these choices that let them come back to you and put you in an energetic imbalance in your own life, because that's all they're doing. They're coming in, they're confusing you, and they're not helping you to even see if you're still on a high vibration or have I gone back to toxicity. I will tell you, this last situation I was in, I became toxic before I even realized the situation was not for me. It was actually the toxicity that allowed me to have clarity on the situation, to go, this is not me. I am not this person. I don't dabble in these things that this person is doing. I'm not okay with these things. Honestly, those were boundaries in the beginning. I will not allow drugs. I will not allow too much alcohol. I will not allow overindulgence. I will not allow somebody who's unhealthy, that is not good for my mind and my mental well-being. I won't allow these things. So as I allowed this person to keep pulling me down to meet them, guess what? My boundaries were busted. And then in the end, guess what? I was almost busted completely. Lost almost everything. But the one thing that they did do, sorry, I don't know if you can hear my phone vibrating in the background, but had to turn it off. And I just lost my train of thought. Darn technology. It was meant to mess me up. Because the one thing I can do for myself is try to gain clarity, right? Is to try to understand that I'm in it to win it. For who? For me. Sure, I want a partner in life. I don't want a partner in crime. I want a partner in an empire. Something that changes the world. There's not many people with this mindset that we can change the world. We can bring back the true authentic love that allows us to live in a way that we can do this again. I want to be happy, right? How many people don't want to be happy? I know a lot of people that don't, because they're not comfortable with the concept of happiness. That sounds crazy, so I'll repeat it. People are not comfortable with the concept of happiness. Why? Because it's let them down. Because it's not how they were raised. Because other people picked at them when they were happy. You know why? Because misery loves company. And the same thing I tell everybody else that's fucking miserable. So does joy. And I don't have to sit here and tolerate your discomfort, your misery, your unhappiness, your unwillingness to become a better person. I don't have to tolerate it, right? I'm not going to tolerate it. Why? Because it's my world. I have the right to be happy. I have the right to be successful. I have the right to believe in myself. Correct? Nobody else is going to tell me if I'm a failure. Because you know what? Even if you don't succeed, it was just a non-success and you try again, correct? The only way you're going to fail is if you stop trying. Plain and simple. But if you stop trying, where are you going? I've given this answer before. You're going down in the ground. And you're no longer here. wasting your own time. So if you want to build yourself back up, start looking how people are meeting you on an energetic plane, because they're telling you who they are right off the bat. And it doesn't take long to be able to recognize toxic traits, you changing, choices that you allow that you would not have allowed. So when it comes down to it, love yourself. Pay attention to yourself. Do what is best for you. Don't let anyone tell you it's selfish, because fuck the people that want to keep you down. The only people that are going to tell you that you're being selfish are the ones that can no longer use you. These are toxic people. They tell you it's not okay. You've changed. Fuck yeah, I've changed. Why wouldn't I? I'm getting older. I'm learning lessons. I'm changing habits. I'm making something of myself. Don't let anybody else that's refused to do that their entire life tell you that you're in the wrong. You're not. The only thing you can do to wrong yourself is to plant your feet, stand still, and wait. What are you waiting on? Something better? But you're the best thing you can have, right? You are the best thing you can have. Nobody else is going to fulfill you. Nobody else is going to make your dreams come true. Nobody else is going to tell you how to live what you want. If they do try to tell you these things, these are toxic people you need to cut out of your life. And when you cut them out, you will begin to see you don't know who you are at all. And you got to build back up from the ground up. I know, I've done it. It's taken a long time for me to know what I want to consume. For me to know when I need to tell myself that's enough. You've drank too many days. You've partied too hard. You have been complacent. You've been lazy. I have to tell myself these things. And that's hard when we have to hold ourselves accountable. I understand that. But I will tell you, it's more fulfilling to hold yourself accountable than somebody else to tell you how you're not succeeding, where you're failing, how you can do that differently. We're adults. We don't need people telling us when, how, and what we can or are allowed to do. Because if you're doing that in your life, you're in a bad situation. No one ever told me this. So I'm telling you this. I want you to understand you have choices to make. And just because you meet somebody in a good, loving manner doesn't mean that the relationship remains the same a day later, a week later, 15, 20 years later. People spend a lifetime being miserable because they're comfortable with being unhappy. They're comfortable with energetic levels shifting and feeling like everything is out of control. They don't know what to do. They don't know what choice to make. Don't become that person. Do not watch your life pass you by, because only you can make the choice to better your existence, what you desire, what you dream of. So hopefully there's a little clarity in that message, and I'm probably going to be back just a little bit later because, hey, I have the day off and I'm loving it. But for now, peace, love, and light. Bye-bye.